What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of The Shy. I think this is episode um before the finale. I don't know if this next week gonna be the finale, but it seemed like it. So, usually they have 10 episodes. This episode 9, season 3, Lacking. Okay. So bitch, the episode got me at the end, but for some reason I wasn't. We'll get there. We'll get there. So all right, so let's just start off with Keisha. Okay, so we got Keisha, Nina, and Dre. First, Keisha is in the bed asleep, and of course she keeps having these dreams and nightmares. I should say nightmares, not dreams. Nightmares about what happened to her while she was in captivity, and she wakes up in a cold sweat. She can barely breathe. Kevin wakes up at the same time because he hears her. He goes in there trying to check on her. She was trying to get an app or whatever to help her regulate her breathing and calm her down or whatever. Kevin trying to see if she's okay. And she's not willing to let him help her or whatever because she still feels some type of way about what he said. She overheard all the stuff that was said, when he was in there talking to Dre and Nina the last week's episode. And so, he just goes back up into his room or whatever. Then we get Nina and Dre, they're doing this little hike on the beach or whatever. And it's something just to get them out the house, to do something together, to, try to get them back on track or whatever. And of course, Nina is a little worried about the fact that mind you, it's cold outside. And if you ever been to Chicago, our winters can be brutal, okay? I said, you got me fucked up. Because y'all ain't finna be outside doing all of that stuff, all right? But that seemed like a cute little activity to do with a couple or whatever. Go out there, do something different and all that stuff. Be out there for a few minutes. We ain't trying to be out there till we get frostbitten, okay? No. But, you know... Nina was like, why you got me out here, whatever. This what Kevin be like, this some white people stuff or whatever, and this is just for them to come back together as one because their unit has been kind of compromised with this whole Keisha situation. And truth be told, I'm glad that they're trying to put forth effort to save their relationship because it was looking a little doom and gloom for a minute because of the simple fact that Keisha got missing and, they didn't know what was happening and all the emotions and, mental stuff that was going on with that. It was playing a part and taking a toll on the relationship, kind of pulling them apart. Okay. And right now it seems as though they're trying to come back on one accord. So I'm here for this little exercise that Dre got them going on. But of course, Nina, her mind needs to be settled a little bit because she's just a little bit worried having Keisha and Kevin at home by themselves or whatever. Meanwhile, Keisha, she do leaves the house and Kevin follows her and she was like, you don't have to keep following me, you don't have to keep worrying about me or whatever. I'm just going, I can go outside by myself. And he was just like, I'm worried about you and all this stuff or whatever. And so at one point, they come past this part where it's a lot of homeless people there and you can hear the men catcalling her. And once again, it takes her into a state where she's reliving and triggered and reliving what happened with Mr. Omari telling her stuff, calling her, sluts and stuff like that, and, doing what he do. And, once again, she starts to hyperventilate. Okay. And so she gets that together. She gets her breathing back together. And then she goes to the store and she was like, I can go up in here by myself, Kevin. I'm just getting some tampons. And, she even confronts Kevin and say, I heard what you said. And you meant it, talking about something that you wish that I never came back. He was like, I was just angry at that time. I didn't really mean it. She said, yes, you did. I said, Keisha, now I understand what you're going through or whatever, but, that's what she's going to feel like because of what she been through. But truth be told, Kevin didn't really mean that. He was just speaking out of anger because, Nana, first of all, he was high as hell. Second of all, he just wanted things to be normal and he's a child. He don't understand that things like this can't go back to normalcy at the snap of a finger like that, at a drop of a dime. And so she goes into the the store by herself Later on, we thinking that she's getting a tampon. Come to find out, mama done got a pregnancy test. I said, oh my goodness. So that man really was up in there raping her, even if it was just one time. He was up in there doing stuff to her that, shouldn't be done. And well, we should have known what's gonna happen. And come to find out she pregnant. Kevin left out because Emmett was about to have his opening for his shop, his new restaurant. And so he goes out, he said he'll be back before 9 o'clock. And that's when Keisha comes out. We got Dre and Nina sitting there. They had a wonderful day, at the little hike thing. They all came together as a group, and the lady was like, put down your burdens or whatever that you like or that you think is a burden or whatever. And Nina was talking about how she feared for her kids and she don't want nothing else to happen to her kids. And then Dre was talking about how it is for her to love people and how her friends always said that she was the type of person. She said that she felt like one of her biggest fears is that she couldn't save Nina. And her thing is that, her friends always say that she had this savior complex and she always go after broken people to save them, and broken women especially, because she feels as though broken women are easier to love. I said, baby, you need to elevate and fan. Okay, that's what you need to do. You need to elevate and fan and expand your horizons and do a little bit better. Okay, don't go after what you know that's easy. Go after something that's going to be a challenge. Okay, that's where you really find what's good right there. But Nina didn't take offense to it. Nina understood it, and they bonded on that moment. And so back at the house, when Keisha came out that room, out the bathroom, and was holding that pregnancy test, she didn't even have to say that she was pregnant. They just saw the look on her face and everything, and that's what it was. And I just felt so bad for her. At one point, she was looking. Nina had came to her room. They had obviously decided to get rid of it. She wasn't going to keep it at this moment. But at one point, because she was like, I don't want Jada to find out or whatever, people to find out or nothing. She was like, it's going to be confidential. Nobody else is going to know about it. And so, at one point, Nina came back up into Keisha's room, I guess to drop off some clothes or whatever, and saw her sitting there talking, looking on her laptop about what to expect during the first week or the first trimester of pregnancy. And she was like, I thought we decided that, you change your mind? And she was like, no, no, no. She was like, well, maybe you just need to lay down or whatever. And, she hugged Keisha. Next thing you know, we see Kevin. He's in the house and he's just minding his own business. And Keisha comes to his door and said, come with me, I'm going on the run because I got to get myself back in shape. So that I like the fact that she's trying to get back to some type of normalcy. And that's running was what she always did. And Kevin didn't want to do it because first of all, it's cold. Second of all, you a goddamn track star, okay? I can't keep up with you. She said, listen, I need you to come with me because I'm scared. This is the first time that I remember her or heard her say that she was actually scared and asking for assistance and stuff like that. And so when she was running, she even said she'd take it easy on Kevin when she was doing her little run or whatever. She was a little bit speedy, but it was a moment for them to have a little bonding session. And I enjoyed that because even though she got ahead of him, she was looking back and we see Keisha smiling. She's laughing. I said, okay, that's cute. We got that out of her. But then it comes to a bus stop and we see the bus come up, the CTA come up. And next thing you know, she's frozen in fear. She's once again reliving her time in captivity. This was a trigger because that's where she was taken from, a bus stop. Okay. And so she's once again hyperventilating, reliving those words that Omari said to her. And at this point, she sits on the curb and she's just crying. And then Kevin comes up, finally sits down next to her and cradles her in his arms and just let her cry and hold her. I like that moment. I said I love the bond between them. Even when they have their off days, they still like really caring about each other. Sometimes brothers and sisters don't be like that, but that's what happened. Moving on from that, that was Keisha's little thing. And Dre and Nina. So we get to Emmett and now let's get to Duda and well no, we're gonna do Emmett because Duda and that goes into Ronnie and stuff. And I wanna say Ronnie for last. Okay. Emmy is trying to get Sonny's together. You know, they cleaning up the place. They got Tiffany doing the little soft shakers. You got Dom cleaning off the, areas, the surfaces and stuff. You got Jada up there mopping the floor. Emmett on the floor getting the gums from underneath the tables and stuff like that. And while he doing that, he looking over there at Dom's butt and everything, having flashbacks. Meanwhile, Tiffany come down there like, "What you doing? What you thinking about?" He was like, "None, just trying to figure out a name for this place or whatever." You know what I'm saying? And then they was like, "Just call it Charles, Emmett and Dime." No, that's like, that's a sign that it's gonna fail and all that stuff. That's not even what you should do. Look what happened to Sonny and all that stuff. Never name a place after yourself. And it was like, okay, cool. Well, you would think of something. And the interaction between Emmett and Dime, it was a little like, you can tell something was going on. Tiffany kind of picked up on it a little bit. Jada kind of picked up on it a little bit. So meanwhile, Emmett, he goes in the back trying to talk to Dom, trying to see if everything is all good. She was like, "First of all, I'm not one of them little hoes that you be messing around with that catch feelings, okay? That's what it is. We did what we did. It is what it is. Obviously, you the one that's been still thinking about it, and feeling some type of way because you keep bringing it up, asking me if I'm okay. Listen, it happened, okay? It was like, I sucked your dick, okay? It is what it is. That's something that I'm good at, and you good at what you do. We had a good time. Let it the freak out." I said, "Emmett, you gonna get yourself caught up. See, you got a guilty conscience all of a sudden. Because usually Emmett never really did care. Okay, he never really did care. He did what he did and he just moved on. But I'm sitting here like, Emmett, you really got feelings for Tiffany like that? What is going on? You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, while they talking about their little escapade that they had, Jada then popped up on it and caught the tail end of the conversation. She don't know at this point. I thought she heard everything, but she didn't hear nothing. But she can tell that something was going on because they was in the midst of like having this little back and forth exchange. And the way that she looked at Dom when they was going out to put the Christmas lights up, the lights up or whatever. She looked at her like, I'm not really here for this bitch, okay? Something about this bitch ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh no. So while they was outside, putting up the lights, she asked him, was everything okay? Nigga, you cheating? And it was like, no, I'm not cheating or whatever. She was like, you lying, I don't believe you. He was like, it was just one time, but I love Tiffany, I this and I that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just sitting here like, damn, everybody can read. He has no poker face, okay? He's in there trying to figure out names for the place and, bring Tiffany over there, massaging her arms and, giving her a little shoulder massage and everything and trying to come up with names. And then the names that he come up with are whack and, he trying to get her opinion, get her suggestions. She like, no, first of all, this is your shop, so you do that. Then next thing you know, we see Kevin had came over there to help him, do the Apple Pay, set that up. Mind you, Kevin, he was up there trying to figure out some stuff with Gemma, but we'll get to that later. And so, at this point, we see Emmett in a room. I guess they was at home, and there's Smokey Robinson playing, and we see Tiffany and the baby laying on the floor. They sleep, probably on the little mattress or whatever. And Emmett is just sitting there looking at him. He gets this bright idea to get his ass up and go to the pawn shop and get a ring. He said, I'm willing to spend $500. Me and Miss Lady was like, $500? $500? Girl, that was like on Love After Lockup when they brought that $200 ring. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, okay? So it ain't no shame. Everybody ain't got thousands and thousands of dollars to, to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to start small sometimes, and then we're going to work ourselves up to the big prize, okay? So maybe when, that shops finally get to where they need to get to and he get a little change in his pocket, he can upgrade her ring. That's if they still together at that time and don't find out about him Don, okay? Because listen, she said, listen, get this ring, it's going to be $500 plus the watch that you got on. Man, this the watch that my cousin gave me. He did. She said, nigga, I don't care. And he was like, all right, all right. So he gave her the watch and gave her the $500 to get this ring. And so, next thing you know, he come outside the next day or whatever, told them, everybody to come outside. And he sees the new name of the shop, of the barbecue place. It's called Smokey's Barbecue. And this is so telling of this generation and whatever, our generation and everything. And this is how much they play this movie on TV so much, and probably how much they didn't watch it. That Tiffany was like, Smokey, everybody know what that Smokey is. Smokey out for Fridays. Now, when I started, I did not think of Smokey out for Fridays, okay? I really didn't. I didn't even think of Smokey Robinson, but it made sense as to why Smokey Robinson was being played. Emmett said, no, it's not Smokey off of Friday. It's Smokey Robinson. And then she was like, the original light skin with the good hair, the original, the barge. I said, no, we're not finna do that. We not finna do that. I said, girl, at least you know something about him. But, anyway, so they doing all of that. And at this point, Dom goes back in and everybody was cool. It's time for the grand opening. And at this point, he giving a little speech, Emmy giving in this little speech or whatever. And then you got all his baby mamas, his other two baby mamas and his other two kids, and plus Tiffany and his kid with her, standing out there. And after he cut the ribbon and before he let them come in, he proposes to Tiffany. Girl, the other two baby mamas sitting there looking like, ain't this about a bitch? You gonna propose to this bitch, but you couldn't do nothing with us. That's the look that was on their faces, okay? And at this point, everybody's a little shocked. Tiffany was a little shocked. She couldn't even say nothing right off the rip. But, eventually she said yes. So everybody goes in and they getting their food, whatever. We see Ronnie and Tracy show up and get their food. We'll put a pause on that. And so, everybody's having a good time. The line is out the door. Lil Rel then brought in G Herbo to get some, publicity, but made them food on the house, okay? And so at first Emmett was having an issue with that, but then he was like, whatever, just ask for a safe selfie. Now y'all tell me this. Now I'm from Chicago, born and raised. I don't listen to all this stuff, okay? So y'all tell me, should I start listening to G Herbo? Do y'all think I would like him? Okay, I've been thinking about it, but I don't know what's stopping me from listening to him. If y'all say I should give him a try, I give him a try. But put it down in the comments and let me know. Okay? Herbert. That's all I know. His name is really Herbert. That nigga is a nigga and his name is Herbert. He got his mama named him something so that he can, if this rap shit don't work out, you can get a job with the white folks in corporate. Oh shit, that's funny to me. But anyway, so yeah, that's happening. You got Jada over there talking to Tiffany, asking Tiffany asking did Jada know about this? Darnell coming in there, Jada saying, you missed a lot, your son got engaged to who? His baby mama. Which one? That one right there. Oh, Miss Scorpio. And she said, what that's supposed to mean? Because I don't know her saying, well, she might be cheating. It was like, no, that ain't who cheating. Your son is, but it that's on them. And he was like, damn. So next thing Darnell in the back with Emmett and Dom interrupting their little conversation. Now they having a conversation. He trying to test the waters and test the atmosphere of what's going on with Dom. Dom, you acted like earlier that you wasn't all in your feelings or whatever about, Emmett, and you didn't feel nothing for him or nothing like that. But this little conversation that y'all having and the vibe that's coming off is that you actually did. And I said, no, see, I don't like this, okay? That was supposed to be a hit it quit it type of situation because Dom, first of all, you too old for that boy, okay? You was supposed to get him sprung out, not you get yourself sprung out on him. Okay, no, that's not what's gonna happen. And then Darnell bring his ass back there. First of all, Darnell is a character in himself. Just with that earpiece alone. That earpiece went out in 2005, okay? That is not the earpiece that we use for our phones no more, okay? The Bluetooth. We do not use that big old long old thing, okay? That shit, every time I see him on here with that thing, it makes me laugh. He was all up on Dom and Darnell. Don't that sound right? DDs, that sound good together and all this stuff. I said, bruh, you coming off like a little creeper. Step the freak back, but Dom was she was liking it a little bit, but of course, I was about to call him his real name, Jacob. Emmett is getting in his feelings about the whole thing. I said, you calm down, little sir. You calm down, little sir. But that's what happened or whatever. And so they gonna be good for now. For now, everything is cool. Copacetic and all that stuff. The day was going great. This was a great opening for a new restaurant. We getting we thinking everything's gonna be off the chain. We gonna put a pin in it right there, and we gonna go over there to Trig, and um we gonna do Doodah and Trig and Jacob. Now, first of all, I was about to say, what the hell happened to Trig? Okay, because we ain't seen Trig in like 2-3 episodes. Okay, I said, so what was the purpose of bringing him on here? Okay, so next thing you know, when the episode opens up, we see Ronnie at the church, and we at Papa's daddy church. Okay, and so he's up there. We see Doodah and Rose in the first in the first seats, in the first seat, first row or whatever. And they talking about people being lost, coming back to the flock and all this stuff, woo, 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 and how Ronnie got saved and stuff like that. And he did this city a good service, and then it was this one particular dude that looked so out of place there. And as soon as I saw him, I said to myself, keep your eye on him. He is there for a reason, because everyone else is dressed up or looking like they're ready for church service. He literally, this particular dude is literally sitting there, and he looking like he finna go on the block. He got his Timbs on, he got his jeans on, and everything. He looked like he's getting ready to go on the block. That's what he looking like. Okay, he don't look church ready. You know what I'm saying? And he just look angry. And so they giving Ronnie all these praises and stuff like that. And next thing you know, dude stands up and said, fuck him. It don't matter if he said you say that bitch or whatever. He's still a motherfucking killer. Okay, I said, oh, so we're going to do this up in God's house. Okay. That's how y'all do. All right. So he left, and they paid it no mind or whatever. Of course, the preacher, he's still up there preaching. And then Rose get up there because Tracy brought up some money from her little support group that she wanted to give him. So, what else? What's going on? Ronnie got the money. If it was an award for Keisha being missing already, he got that award money, plus the money that Tracy and her group came up with to give him. And then Rose get up and talking about Rose and Doodah get up, and she take over the conversation, and Doodah cannot get a word in edgewise, okay? He can't say anything about his campaigning and all this stuff. It's just Rose just going a mile a minute, a mile a minute, a mile a minute, just talking about something. We giving you $5,000. 9 out of 10 is the way that Doodah was reacting. Doodah didn't really know nothing about that, and he couldn't even get anything in there to say anything otherwise. She talking about we need to do this, and we need to do that, and we need to do it, and blah, 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 blah. And before Doodah can even say something, the pastor started talking. And so next thing you know, once the service is over with, they doing refreshments. And of course, Rose is still in this campaign mode. This time she's actually being quiet, and she's listening to, Doodah talking to the ladies or whatever, talking about getting the potholes in the streets together. Over there in the north side, they fixing the streets that's not even messed up and all this stuff and woo, woo, woo. And so Rose, throw out there about some other promises and stuff that they can have happen and all this stuff. And of course, Doodah's like, can we talk? Can we talk? She was like, listen, it's better. He said, am I the one running for the mayor spot, or is it you? She said, it's better me talking about this than, and she told her to stick to the script. She said, I wrote the script, and I can go off script if I want to. I can improvise if I want to. And besides, it's better than talking about some freaking potholes. Don't nobody care about that. So when everything cleared up, Doodah comes to contact with the preacher, Papa's daddy, and he was like, now see, this is why I can't stand some people sometimes. They so fake, especially when the money comes to them, okay? You can't tell me Papa daddy ain't getting no money. And I tell you what got the bribe, okay? Camille grew up with him. He knew Camille since she was younger, okay? And that's why he allowed her to stay up in the congregation and to preach. And he had gave her backing, backed her and all that stuff. She gave him a little cash from helping out and all that stuff, whatever. But now he's saying, I knew that it was time for me to back you. That's why I couldn't back Camille, because I needed to back you or whatever. You want to know why? He said, hey, do you mind sending that Angela lady over again? She was very educational in what she was doing. Angela a hoe. Okay, that was a piece of ass. That's what I gathered from that whole conversation. The way that they did that, I said, wasn't no educational shit. Angela was just sucking his dick off. That's basically what was going on. Okay, and so when Doodah left, and Rose left. He was pissed off at Rose and basically told her to get the fuck out because he had another engagement up in the north side, and told her to just take her ass home. I said, oh, we ain't got to be all in our feelings like this. She was trying to help you out because you really was. Listen, you was boring me to sleep and talking about some potholes and stuff. That's what they always say out here. Girl, if you come to the south side, the potholes and the streets is just fucked up, okay? Just messed up sometimes, okay? And that's one of the campaign promises, and don't nobody do shit. Don't nobody do shit. I said, do that. We don't want to hear that. Okay. And so Rose was like, whatever. Meanwhile, back over there at Trigg house, his car alarm is going off and he come run outside with his gun, and come to find out somebody tried to break into his car. Okay. And he ran them off. They didn't take anything, but they left a bag of coke. Okay, they left drugs in his car, trying to set him up. And at first, Trig thought that it was like a crackhead or whatever. Jake was with him, and Jake was like, "No, that's JJ or whoever from the 63rd Street. You know what I'm saying? The 63rd Street mob. All right. So he know that that's Doodah people. That's Doodah people. Doodah was trying to set him up. And so because this point, at this point, Jacob came with the bright idea, like, I got this, okay? I help you out with this. So he goes, Trig dropped Jacob off at, the house, at Doodah's house or whatever. And he was like, be safe. Let me know if you get everything. Just watch your back. And so he go up in there and he go in his closet and he try to get into his safe. He don't know the freaking combination. I said, Jake, come on. You smoke too much weed. You can't remember. Okay. And at this point, Rose then brought her butt up there and she was like, how you gonna break into somebody's safe? You don't know the combination. And then she said, it's 11:46:27. Okay. I said, ooh. She was pissed. Okay. At this point, she was pissed. So she said, let me just put it out there. And that was the combination. And he took a folder out of there and he gave it to Trig in the car. Next thing you know, we see that Trig came across something. We don't know exactly what it is, but we saw that Trig and Jake went over there to Camille's campaign headquarters and wanted to give the folder to Camille. Her campaign manager was like, Camille is out here traveling or whatever, but whatever you need to give her, you can give it to me and I'll make sure that she get it. And so they give him the folder, whatever. Next thing you know, he looking at one of the manila folders that was inside of it. And he was like, what do we deserve to get this? Okay. How much you want for this? He was like, nah, this free, this on the house. He was like, okay. I said, what is in that? What is in there? I can't wait till the season finale next week to find out what was on those papers. That's what I want to know. Just when we thought that Camille was out for the count, she might have a standing chance. I said, this is dirty politics at its finest. I said, this ain't nothing but good old Chicago, bitch. Next thing you know, we're gonna go back to the opening day of Emmett's and Dom's place. Okay, we see Papa and Kevin come up in there. Of course, Papa's not Kevin is in his feelings because he tried to text Gemma, asking her if she can meet him at Emmett's opening spot. And she said, no, I can't, and stop texting me because my daddy is watching. You know what I'm saying? He's reading all the texts or whatever. And so he was like, damn. And at this point, he was talking to Papa, telling him what was going on, and he was like, you got to do something, to make her, feel like you miss her and all this stuff. I got this bright idea. They go outside, and I don't know what they use on the table, but it spelled out, I miss you, and they was taking pictures of it or whatever, and I guess he posted it on his Instagram, and she was liking it and all that stuff, and woo, woo, woo. Just being little cute, romantical, little people. That's what they was doing. Meanwhile, Ronnie and Tracy, they have reconnected. Ronnie is taking the money that he got, from the award money that he was getting, and he said that he's about to go down to Springfield where his friends are, get a job out there and kick it with them and start anew. Tracy and him had a little conversation. They walked each other. He walked her to her house and, was just thanking him for being there for her, giving him the opportunity to see their granddaughter, Jason's daughter. The next day they was able to see her, and I said the reason why they putting so much emphasis, like we saw a lot of Ronnie this episode, and I just knew something wasn't going to be right. Okay. And so after they get through looking at the seeing the granddaughter, he gives the granddaughter's mother a check, okay, to help get her into a gifted program. I said, "Ooh, Ronnie got money now." Okay, she was astonished. She was like, "Oh my God, wow, thank you so much." And I was like, "Okay," So they go down to Emmy's place, and of course, Emmett let them cut the line because one dude, of course, get upset. Why he getting special treatment? He a motherfucking hero, okay? Calm down. It was like, all right, whatever, So they eat the food and they outside on the patio and all that stuff. Darnell out there talking shit about the ring and everything and all that. And next thing you know, they didn't finish their food. They leaving out the back, going into the alley, and as Ronnie and Tracy are talking, we see this figure come up behind him. He's in all black with a hood over his head, and we can't see his face, and his head is down. Next thing you know, I don't even remember what it was that Ronnie was saying. All of a sudden, pop, pop, we see a bullet go right through his chest right here, shoulder chest right here, and then right through his head. I said, ain't that about a bitch? I said, ain't that some shit? Now, Ronnie, goddamn, Ronnie was just about to get up out this mug and start his life anew, and he got his life taken away from him. And that just goes to show that just because you think that have redeemed yourself in the eyes of God and most people, it's somebody else that's lurking out there that's feel like, just because you think you on the right path and you doing this ain't gonna make up for what you did. They not gonna forgive you and let you not relive or live down what you did. Cause old boy said this for Coochie. I said, did Coochie know you like that? I didn't know Gucci knew people like that. Like, I knew he was a little street kid, but damn, okay. I said that was messed up. That was really messed up. I wasn't expecting Ronnie to get killed. I thought he was going to actually go. But, like I said, something told me to keep my eye on him. And I thought dude was going to come up there and try to jack him for the money. Because when they was at the church and they was announcing the sum of money that he was going to get and all this stuff, I said, don't put the numbers out there like that. He on the streets or whatever. People can attack him and all that stuff. That's what I thought was going to happen. I didn't think he was going to catch a bullet or two and one to the dome. No, I didn't think that. And right when he was getting his life, trying to get his life back together, I said that was messed up. But anyway, that was, the shot. And to be quite honest, I really wasn't like, oh shit, like that. I just was like, damn, that's messed up. That's messed up. It didn't shock me, but I was like, that's messed up. But y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode, and I will see you guys later. Peace.